morning, viewers. Thank you very much for watching Punchline Africa Television, broadcasting from the Political Command Center in Mombasa, in Kenya. Good morning. Good morning, viewers across the planet. Those watching us, thank you very much. This is the station that brings news, that looks at issues, what ails Africa, what destroys Africa. This morning, one of the tenets that destroys Africa are elections. Elections across the continent of Africa are messy. Nominations are worse. If you have a bad election, you will have a bad nomination, you will have a bad election. If you have a bad set of editors, of leaders that you want to bring to parliament, you will have chaos. So today, Kenya faces that challenge as many parties go out of this season of Lent, where today Jesus Christ will be betrayed and handed over to the Pharisees to kill him. Are we witnessing a few days ago? I said Ruto's Titanic ship will sink. It is a matter of time that it will sink, rocked by small iceberg that you will see as results start trickling in. But in the sample so far this morning, across the parties, you find nominations are a headache. You find the worst of it is in UDA today, where you can find papers are being marked, ballot papers marked. I told you that people have learned the style of printing these papers in Greece. Those of you in Kenya who thought I was stupid, you will thank me later. But for me, my role here, and I want to state my role, my category, I have witnessed elections across the continent of Africa, the world. I have been in East Timor. I have been in most of the elections that you see. I speak frankly and candidly that when I am a monitor, monitoring this type of elections, when I'm an observer observing this type of elections, it would be very suicide for me, David, to say these elections in Kenya, Miriam, are being conducted in a manner that I would be very happy and pleased. I therefore submit that there is something which is not very right, and that something which is not very right must be discovered before things go bad. But today, this morning, I'm honored to have three ladies on the panel. Miriam will get out of the panel later on to go and do some other things, assignments. Thank you very much. But here we are. Let's go to Miriam to give us the headlines as we wait and monitor the results that are coming in, keep pumping in. And we see the messy situation across the board, whether in the UDA. It's worse in the UDA. There is also chaos in Homa Bay, where I'm seeing a lot of chaos. So what is the best way of selecting candidates for your elections? That is the bottom line. Thank you, Miriam. Back to you, Nairobi. Let me introduce my panel quickly so that one is Gladwell Kiragu. Kiragu is in Georgia. Across, she's going to be in Georgia, reporting live from Georgia to tell us what will happen, what is happening. It seems that people in the central province are not keen on UDA. Some offices have not opened. Some places there are no people, only rats are going there. And whenever you see a rat, you expect a cat. So have you noticed that? That if you see a cat passing, it means it has smelled a rat somewhere. Which of the two animals smell each other? I'm asking Kiragu. Kiragu first, then Kiragu.
A very good morning, Judah. Good morning to Miriam. Good morning to the panelists and to our viewers.
Which of the cat? Is it the cat or the mouse? Which one smells the other faster?
Yes, the mouse, because it's know what is at stake, I think.
And on the ground back in Kiambu itself is none other than Marine Latana. Marine, good morning.
Good morning.
I'll give you the verdict later. Is it the cat or the mouse?
It's the cat. You smell the fear. Yes. If you're in danger, you smell your predator from afar. Anyway, good morning, Daktari. Thank you very much. Good morning, Miriam and Kiragu and our viewers. Sorry?
So who is in danger?
The cat, the mouse, of course. The rat is in danger.
Thank you very much. Viewers, Miriam, can you try this one?
What was the question?
Is it the cat or the mouse who smells first the danger?
I think the mouse. I don't know.
Or who smells first?
I think it's also
whenever you see a cat, there is a rat somewhere. Whenever you see a rat, there is a cat. Who smells?
The cat smells the rat.
Even your verdict. Yes, thank you very much this morning. Yes, Miriam?
I think it also depends with the number of factors. How close is this danger? Is it closer to the cat or is it closer to the rat? But usually, perhaps maybe the rat. Depends on how close the danger is to either.
The answer is both. That's it, both. So all of you got it wrong. It is both. All this, if you see them in a building, there is one thing you must decide. There is danger. You get my point? If you see them, Marine, if you see it Miriam in your house, start checking whether there is a rat, there's danger, something is eating your things without you knowing at night, and then it sleeps. And if you see the cat, it warns you of a danger. So thank you very much. Good morning, Paul Onyango.
Good morning, Daktari, and viewers at large.
You came in when we have hammered about I don't know which answer you were going to give, but I gave both. Both of them smell the danger and indicate danger. So when you see buildings across in Kiambu without people coming to vote from morning, there are polling stations. Some are closed. Nobody has gone there. Yesterday in Embu, people waylaid the materials, burnt the materials. Look at that. What is the danger? Both. There is danger in the house, in the UDA. So thank you very much, Miriam. Back to you. Thank you. Welcome, Paul Onyango, to the show. The show is a Messe election, the topic. Does a Messe nomination indicate the bad election to come? That's the topic today. Eat it. Thank you. Back to you in the studio, Miriam.
All right. Thank you for that. So I'll just help us look at the headlines on the leading newspapers this morning. The Daily Nation, the main headline, Ruby's boss deported. The government yesterday signed deportation papers for Ruby's Energy Kenya Managing Director Jean-Christian Bergeron, who it accused of economic sabotage as it fought oil marketers it blames for setting off a petroleum crisis through hoarding and higher exports despite shortages in their local retail outlets. This as Kenyans paying other pumps intensified. The story is on page 2 and 3. Kalonzo cornered can't leave Azimio according to the government agreement Wiper leaders signed. He cannot leave the coalition now, but Mr. Musyoka allies allege the deal is flawed and that they can still explore other options. Who is fooling whom? The story is on page 12 and 13. Who will win it? Big fights as Ruto's UDA holds polls, that you'll find on page 4 and 5. And then there's the big interview with the Russian ambassador to Kenya, and he said that we respect Kenya's stand on Ukraine crisis, says Russian ambassador to Kenya Dmitry Maximitchev, when he was speaking about, they don't call it invasion, they call it a special operation that is happening in Ukraine. And we turn our attention to the Star newspaper. Raila locks in Kalonzo as Azimio registered. Alliances Pact has been crafted to address trust issues that killed NASA. The story is on page 4 and 5. And then a very worrying main pictorial there on the Star newspaper. Boda boda operator carrying 7 children on the back of his boda boda in Bamburi, Mombasa yesterday. And Naivas cooking oil shoplifter jailed 1 year or to pay 100,000 fine. And Kenyans had so much to say about this. And approve my 11 million Kenya shillings pension parks, Awiti tells representatives. And ODMB guns in Raila's Nyanza tough-handed direct tickets. That is on page 7. Uhuru visits Muranga as UDA starts nomination today. The Standard newspaper, the main headline, brace for fuel price shocker. Motorists will pay up to 178 Kenya shillings per litre if Treasury withdraws the subsidy it has been paying oil marketing companies. Kenyans travelling for Easter festivities will feel the pain when prices are reviewed tonight, as Ruby's MD is deported in crackdown over hoarding. The story is on page 4. Protest as UDA holds nomination, and that is on page 8 and 9. ODM rejects Yatani tax on basic goods. The story is on page 6 and 7. So that is what we have on the leading newspapers in the country today. Doc, back to you.
Miriam, good morning, all of you viewers. Let me tackle my topic. Any of you who has heard what topic you want to pick to tackle quickly. Observation: the deportation of a French national who was heading Rubis was long overdue. Miriam, you remember last year when we were doing regime change in Africa, and usually prophets are not recognized in their own homes. My home is Africa. My home is not Uganda. My home is Africa. And my home is global Africa, international, global. I didn't know, I didn't ask my mother where I should be born. But at least I was born in a territory called Uganda. My father is a Ugandan in that demarcated 1884 territory. I have no regrets for saying what I should say, because Africa, we are integrating block by block. The Monrovia Agreement versus the Addis Ababa Agreement is beginning to work. The disagreement between Gaddafi and Museveni and others who wanted block to block, Museveni and the other group said, let's go block by block. Gaddafi wanted a united Nkrumah style. I am not bothered about the insults. But when I predict something, take it. I was very candid that don't bring here anybody in this country, anyone associated with the French policy that will ruin this country. Any country in Africa, watch my lips. They might be ugly, but very sincere in the delivery of its not. The French, they have a design. Anybody you see, Total, the what, these are all agents. You have seen 3/4 of the French-speaking countries under turmoil. Are you naive not to see what is going on here? This guy is a regime changer of George Soros. Who gets this subsidy? There is another company called Starbuck. It also sends oil, fuel, it sells fuel across to Uganda. Then Mudavadi has the audacity of standing up in a platform telling people that the fuel in Uganda is cheap and the fuel in Kenya is expensive, when his boss on the same car where they are standing is the owner of that company. That is the story I wanted to pick, because our main story topic is very long, very robust, and very good for people to enjoy. Another story that I have picked out of this from the command post where I am right now in Mombasa is one, the seriousness of ICC. I told you that next month we are in a shocker. The game changer comes. Can you let me ask another question to all of you? Can you be the managing director of a company and somebody draws money out of the account of the company to go and kill witnesses, and you are not aware? ICC has just come in right now, breaking news. They brought it fresh. They were allowed to do summary. Hallelujah. As we go down, as you intend to finish Matanga, plotting how to finish Matanga in your hotels. Hallelujah. But be careful. Spare yourself some space, because it could be you. Yeah. When you go to steal, know there are two things. You are either caught or you catch the thing you have gone to steal. So always, when you are doing these things, Mr. Ruto, don't just pump around. Wish away. The company, your company, paid money. You are the managing director. Don't say I had resigned. You hadn't resigned. You authorized huge amounts of money to be transferred to Gicheru for payment of witnesses. Tuambieni ukweli. So you recall out with that. All this you are harassing people, you are wasting time. My brother, May is the D-Day, a game changer. Have you seen some people like us panicking? Ruto and your so-called gang of gangsters, mafia, we are not panicking. I am not panicking. I would be panicking if I see Ogwambo going. The only thing I panicked is communication, which I said to the national television yesterday, for people to hear me. What do I lose if I tell Raila that Makao Mutua is not a very good communicator and should not be the communication director? He knows law. I'm not saying Makao Mutua is not bad, he's using that. He knows law, but not communication. No Kenyan understands Makao Mutua's English. No Kenyan, don't confuse Azimio. Leave Azimio, it is gonna resoundingly arrive. 26 out of 21 counties support Raila Amolo Odinga. Wewe niambie, Ruto, vaa hii shati wenye unanunua huko Turkey. You can't buy this type of material. Yes, you can buy from stolen money. Mimi sina ugomvi na kugonga, lakini nilikuambia utanitafuta. My submission, Miriam. I've asked you one question. Can you be a general manager of a company, a shop, and then you bank in the bank account, your money is there, and somebody draws the money to buy witnesses who go with pangas to kill people? How do you escape? Are you not an accomplice? I close my case, rest my case, maybe I'm back to you. You can now, anybody who has something to say, that is question. Are you not an accomplice?
Okay, thank you. We'll start with you, Gladwell Kirag, from the headlines this morning. What would you like to comment on?
Miriam, let me go a little bit offset today with the politics, and let's dwell with the Naivas shoplifter. You know, yesterday he was told he either pay a fine of 100,000 or he get jailed, and we can see the things he stole from the Naivas supermarket. I think they were worth only 3,000. But the fine he was told to pay 100,000. Was it really fair? Yes, he stole. We can't, and the things he stole, it is cooking oil and rice and something else. I can't remember what it was. But was it fair? Because if he managed to steal just 3,000, and maybe we could have asked him, maybe it was to feed his family because maybe he was hungry. Because if this is someone who had other agendas, I mean, you know, he could have taken more than that. But now let's talk about the fine that he was given, 100,000. Was it really fair? Was that judgment really fair? And I thank the Kenyans because they stood up with this guy. I mean, like somebody like why? He just said, let's do this for this young boy, and they managed to raise 100 and something thousand. And by luck, luck was on his side because Mike Sonko paid the bond for him to be released 100,000, and the other money that had been raised was given. He'd do shopping and to start a business. So I think in some rulings in Kenya, they need to be a little bit, considerate. I can't steal something worth 3,000 and you just give me a bond, a fine of 100,000. Where will I get that 100,000 from? So to our judges in some cases, can you be considerate? Yes, we agree, and I agree. He was wrong. I mean, he could just have walked to the supermarket and requested. And another thing with Naivas supermarket, before they could have taken that action, they could have just first understood the man, because if he gave a reason that, he could be listened to, Naivas is a big supermarket, they could also be considerate. So what I'm asking our judges in Kenya, because these are the type of people we meet in prison. He was life imprisoned for just 3,000 bob. Yet outside here, there are people who got, corrupt issues, but you're walking free. So I want you to see the imbalance we have in Kenya. There are people who have stolen millions and trillions, but actually are outside here. But that one who has just taken 3,000 or maybe a cock in the village is life imprisoned. So I think Kenya, we need to be balanced. Yes.
Very well. Yes, indeed. And thank you so much for talking on that issue, Gladwell, because Kenyans had so much to say about it. And in case you're wondering, a man who shoplifted cooking oil and other items from Naivas supermarket yesterday was sentenced to 1 year imprisonment or pay 100,000 fine. Alvin Chivondo, who is 22 years old, admitted to stealing the goods worth 3,165 on April 10th at Naivas Development House branch along Moi Avenue in Nairobi. He also pleaded guilty to dishonesty retaining stolen items. And like you've said, some Kenyans, as much as this kind of judgment, it's punitive and it's meant to act as a deterrent, but also Kenyans felt it was too punitive compared to other mega corruption charges that we've seen and other public fund siphoning that we've seen happen, that sometimes even the fines are very lenient. So Kenyans are wondering, if he could not afford a cooking oil, he had to go and steal it. Where do you think he'll get the 100,000 Kenya shillings? And it's very interesting. Of course, the end of the day, stealing is wrong. Stealing is stealing, and it's wrong. I don't know how you feel about this, Marlene.
Oh yeah, Miriam, thank you. I heard Dr. talking about if you are the managing director, would you say that you did not see the money being taken away? And I would say, no, of course you're an accomplice. And I wanted, when he was saying that, I was thinking our justice system is very unreliable. The same thing as Gladwell has said. When she was saying that, I was like just from talking about Ruto and all that, the stolen money and all that, he has never been, nothing of his stops, even if he has a court or. You see, like this poor person only stole 3,000 shillings and he's been put in jail. How could I steal something worth 3,000 shillings and you're telling me to pay 100,000 shillings plus? The justice system is very unstable and very unfair, and that makes the country go rogue a little bit and puts it in more confusion than it ever was. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I would say the justice system is very incompetent. incompetent. Thank you, Miriam.
Or is it biased when it comes to the common mananchi there? The law seems to really be very hard on. We're not encouraging crime here, but anyway, Paul Onyango, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this matter?
Of course not. Of course not. We're not encouraging crime, yeah, but we just want,
Okay, all right.
to make things more aligned.
All right, thank you. I don't know if Paul Onyango is there. Paul, are you there?
There.
Your
Can you hear
thoughts?
me? Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. I would like to pick on the deportation of the Frenchman. Yesterday I talked about the oil marketers. I still would like to reiterate to the government that they need to see it. They also participate in the oil business such that they can cushion they take care of this issue of artificial fuel shortage that are being done by these foreign oil marketers. It is quite very, very, very embarrassing that somebody from another country who has just come to do business would do such, would hurt our economy or hurt the common man with those kind of antics. It's very wrong. I think if he was to do that in his own country, he would be jailed for many years. Not even that deportation would worth. So another thing I would also look at this man who went to shoplift. I think it might not be necessarily the criminal justice that being unfair. I think the judge who sat to hear the case. Okay, when somebody takes you, I think there's a part of a law where you can help us. The items he stole are called essential goods, which means he may probably, I'm assuming that he was going to save life, himself, the family. So the kind of ruling that was meted on him was too punitive for him. I think it would have been a very considerate for the judge to take certain considerations that the law might be lenient on somebody who has helped himself with an essential item to save his life or a family. So that kind of ruling was very punitive. It was not worth what it was. Thank you.
Okay, and I wish that the courts will go the same on the people who have stolen the mega scandals we see in this country. Maybe that will deter a lot of, theft of public, money. But nevertheless, Doc, back to you. And maybe you start us off on our main topic. Hello, Doc.
Hello,
Yes.
Gladwell Kiragu.
Yes.
Marine. Paul Onyango.
Yes.
Have you read the Bible properly that even the little that you have will be taken away?
Yes.
Yes.
Wait. The law of equity before law, before justice, equity. Nakatonoko olina bajja kukajjawo. Even in the little, I don't know what you say in Luo Onyango. The little, under Kikuyu, what do you say, Marie? The little you have will be taken. You read in the Bible, we are talking to our community here. And you see, crime is crime. Let's get this very clear. Whether you have stolen a jigger from somebody without him noticing. I'm giving a very terrible example. That white thing that goes in your food and jiggers you. Inakuuma, unajiiba, unaiba, unapata. You get it in a box and steal it. It is a crime. Can we all of us agree from there first, Miriam? That is a crime.
It is a
You
crime.
have committed a crime
Yes.
to steal, whether small, big, medium, fat, thin. It is a crime against the Constitution of Republic of Kenya. That's why I Matanga one when I said there is no article in the Constitution which is greater than the other that you cannot dismantle. Have you now come to your answers today? Kiragu has come, opened up. Marin, Onyango, Miriam has been on the fence on that and said, no, crime is crime. I think we agree. I agree with Miriam to very serious extent. It is a crime you have done, whether you have stolen from neighbors, whether from where, it is a crime. Don't do it. That's it. Bottom line, you can't go to Tesco in London and steal and say, no, my home has no food, so I'm stealing. Go, but if you go to Tesco, and let me teach people here, you go to Tesco and tell the general manager of Tesco that you say, I have a problem. I'm a refugee from Uganda. I came here, this is 1985, 86, I came to London. Please. That is what we used to do. I'm now telling you, it's practical. You go to Tesco, there was, you know, Sainsbury, all these big supermarkets. If you call the manager aside, you say, you know, it looks like look, Miriam, there are goods here that will expire tomorrow. There is bacon here that the off date is going to expire. Can I have it? And go and cook for my 4 children. Are you seeing the position I'm taking? Before I come down to the wrong elements of activism, those ones, the Kiragu said, we don't know whether our judges come from planet Earth or Venus or Mars. I wish they went to Mercury and they got a ban. You know, all of them, including now the Chief Justice, Waende, Cinnamon, no more. I don't see any. There is nobody here. Surely considering, let's leave that position and take it. On a serious note, don't steal even a pencil. Don't steal a rubber. Don't steal a ruler. Don't steal a set. Don't steal. No. Kiragu, Marine, no. Point number 2. If you go to that supermarket, I am sure even neighbors would listen. There are some things that they go and throw in the bin to be taken away because the date is expiring the following morning, but it has not been bought. I am sure the general manager will go behind there and give you the rice. And then you go quietly. I used to work in Sainsbury as a general manager at night. And at night, I could offload so many items that were off date. Because if one item, and the Marine and the Kiragu and Onyango listen, you my people, including Miriam, listen, one item in Tesco, in Sainsbury, found in the shelf by your general manager, the overall man of the store. Then when the customer comes and says, look here, this thing here, you know you are causing a national crisis. They will recall all those things because you messed up one supermarket. So those things, usually, Miriam, they are kept in a place a cold storage, then cars come to take and crush it. If we went, so what we did, some of us, we used to set up, we say, okay, the date is going to be tomorrow. The state, you have people, we are their people, they are vulnerable people. You call the church, you call Salvation Army, you call all this. Those numbers are there as a general manager. Come and pick this food stuff. It is expiring in 2 days. And go and give it to the vulnerable. Then later on it metastasized into a system where you pick up yourself. You can look at the people and say, no, you forget, give it to him, please. And you go and knock it on the till. There was no till by then. There was only manual till, pa, 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 which not this one of, this one of which laughs at you while it is draining your pocket. No, we used to have manual. Ile kuku, inasema in your receipt. Unatoa, unaandika kwa currency book. I have worked there as the night manager. So that was wrong. The man should have gone to ask. The other point, the judges, when you are making such a ruling, comparing to the national crisis, the national psyche, which we have now, people are crying of petrol, the students are back home, people don't know how the Easter is going to be. You don't rule in a controversial ruling. And Miriam, I had stopped you on the other topic. I didn't want to get involved. At the beginning of the week, you saw something that was said, I don't want to go there.
Okay.
Now I want to come this way and say, the judges themselves have a problem in Kenya. They don't know what to do. It's better they practice law on planet Mars, or Jupiter, or which one is the hottest, Mercury. Then you can see whether you can write a good judgment. There's no good judgment that will come in Uhuru Kenyatta's, in favor of Uhuru Kenyatta. I've told my friends this and time again. People have been saying, oh, this one. No, I said no. Even Comey is not good. Tuambiane ukweli, is not good. She's an activist. Yes. Sasa inaonekana was. Don't forget. And the media, don't forget. My application for future reference is going on slowly. I didn't want to bring it to the limelight. They are not good. There are no judges in Kenya who can. Very few, maybe two. You find they are very good ones. You find that study that one of Nzoia, then you find the Joki, then Lenora, Isaac. Those are a bit. But the rest of these guys are very, they hate this government. They make things that the government can be belittled. To create, Miriam, what we call a state of despondence. That act of yesterday, Miriam, is a state of despondence, where you have a thief, a man who escaped from Shitima Moora. So what is that prison called? What is the prison in Mombasa called here?
Shimolatewa.
Yeah, I'm going to rescue you. That money, if I rather go to jail, but don't rescue me. If Sonko comes to say he's turning bail for me, Miriam, I say no, let me serve the sentence. Marine, come in. I know you people want to make a comment. I mean, you people don't know me. I'm a hardliner. If he comes with money that it is Sonko paying, I tell you the judge that leti wacha ni Hamedi. Sentence iko ya miezi ngapi? 6. Wacha. Itafanya tatu itatoka when I have even eaten better food or posho then grown better. Wacha niende. I can't accept a man like a Sonko to bail me. On what? What character will I have? What? Kiragu, tell me, you are the most silent one here now. Tell me, and bail me, take me where? And I go back to my wife. I said I was paid by this guy. Then my wife called my children. Who is it? David, what is the problem? Why are you crying? Because I should have stayed in prison. So finally, I am now saying, in a nutshell, that we shall not be able. Yes, Kiragu.
But you know, Doc, I mean, this issue, for example, that you are telling it about Sonko, it's not about the political view. This is about the humanity in a person. I mean, the humanity issue, and it's not only Sonko who came through for that guy. If you know a comedian by the name YY raised 120,000, and that is before even Sonko paid the 100,000. So you see, and what they decided to do with the 100 the cash, the YY comedian, they gave it to the person to do the shopping and to start a business, maybe a mtumba business. So this is not about the political issue, it's about the humanitarian. And I mean, our courts, some of these cases and the judgment they gave, they need to be lenient with some people. Doc, you can't compare mtu anaenda mjengo asubuhi and somebody who is working with a white collar job. The white collar job is given a lenient, I mean, judgment. Mtu anashinda kwa mjengo, join a mchoma a whole day, has to pay a fine. I mean, our Kenya currently, we need to be lenient with some things.
Go on talking, yes. Any more? That's a very good intervention, yes. Any more, Onyango?
Now, I think from the gradual's perspective, that is how we normally observe it. But when you look at the way the law is designed, it might not take that course the way you look at it. So the law would look at it in the sense that you obtained something without permission. So you obtained a substance, you obtained a good without a permission. It's something that you would have either paid for it or you would have asked for it. So the manner in which you obtained the good, as per the law, the way it is designed, it would have met a sentence. But now the question comes to the judge who made the sentence. Under what parameters did she or he put such a high punitive penalty on the offender?
Yeah, I totally understand, Kiragu, where you're coming from. I think the reason why that really caught me off guard is because Dr. is trying to say the people who you can't accept help from, because you know they're doing that to show off. He did, whatever he did was very, very nice. Of course, good for him. But I was laughing because me too, I would not accept help from someone who I know this one just wants to show off. You know, it's like he's not doing it for me. For in the position I am right now, I think he did good for the guy. But at times, you have to check who is helping you and why they're helping you.
Okay, thank you very much. All of you, Onyango and Marine and Kiragu. I am now the host, and as the medium has gone to another assignment. So let's begin our, Kiragu, you have raised points. Can I summarize all of you if you people give me permission?
Yes.
All this lead to one thing, BBI. BBI would have changed your lives. BBI would have changed the format of how courts work. That's why you need an ombudsman. Where do you take your complaint of that nature? To who? They killed BBI because of this. They don't want to be checked. BBI would have brought good manners, ethos, ethical. Tuna utu. Hakuna utu hapa Kenya. Mumetupa utu nje. Ndio naona manager ya Naivas anakufunga as if you a thief. Anakupeleka ubaya sana express. In fact, that man was given slaps. Askari wanakuja like bees on you. Utu tunetupa nje. They would have understood this human being, hungry, stealing for a family of 6. But tuna utu. Nyerere alisema tukue na utu. Tukue na utu. Ubuntu. You remember Ubuntu, Onyango? You know what Ubuntu? You know Kirago what Ubuntu? I agree with you. I agree. But the law, equity before justice. However little, whatever little, if you are stealing it, you have stolen. The evidence presented to the judge is that you stole, shoplifted a shop. So you need to change your criminal justice system in Kenya. Have I summarized it well?
Yes, you have.
If there is anybody who has another point to add, you need to change the criminal justice system. To change it, you must go through BBI. To do it, 100 days, Raila Odinga must initiate the BBI to change the manners, behavior, character, conscience. Watu hapa hakuna conscience. Another one is moving saying I'm a deputy president. When he doesn't see the president, he knows that the president was going to Murang'a today. This is when he says, I'm also going there. Because he's busy, he's looking for the president. He wants to see. He has said a lot of things about the president. And he's busy running around, leaving a party in tatters. Leaving another speech therapy called Kindiki, a thief that is running a show. Kindiki is a thief, natural thief. Kindiki Murkomen stole my money. And I called them out. I have no other place to call them out. They are Kenyans. I'm a refugee. They stole my money. In Chimanzi, for 4 years, they kept on drawing money in my name. It was easy. These are things. 40 days will come. So muna uruma nyenye ubuntu mwabusura ebweru wafa. They are dead. I don't know what Kirago wants me to do an interpretation. Onyango, you can interpret for Kirago. Gradually, Kirago, my sister.
Yes.
Do you want me to interpret?
Please do.
Ubuntu wafa. Hakuna utu, hakuna buntu. Tewali wafa, bona. Things have died. The spirit of Ubuntu, giving, the heart of goodwill, the faith is dead. That's why you find judges reacting, imprisoning, taking people the same way. That's why you find the general manager arresting, taking people that way. That's why you find the police running to judge this man. That's why you find Ruto saying he's a deputy president when he's earning salary as a ghost worker. ethical, no ethics. You hear
You're
me?
right, Daktari. Yeah, you're right. Hatuna utu kabisa. No conscience. We don't have that.
No conscience.
Doctor, I have a point to add on that.
Yes.
One thing that we as people of Kenya or as Africans, normally behavior, character is normally instilled at the family level. And sometimes maybe in school where we learn from childhood to adulthood. So some of these things called character or ethos that we lack, some people get it wrong from the family level, some get it at workplace, some get it at school level. So I think there should be a chain of correction to be done at all levels, right from family to school or everywhere, even churches. We even find our faithful pastors, the people who belong to the community of faith. Some of them behave like even politicians. You wonder the difference between the faith and being a politician is where between, you don't even understand where is the difference between a faith community and politician. They do the same thing, they think the same thing, they reason the same thing, they talk the same thing. That's where the rot is, Daktari.
The rot is there. Okay. I'm asking cardinal questions. Beginning with Gladwell Kirago, where you are. Are people in Kiambu voting for UDA?
Actually, Doc, there's a story I think we need to cover in Juja. I'm actually not in Kiambu, I'm in Juja, heading to Juja Farm from Kenyatta Road. And kuna ukora inaendelea huko, and a very bad one. You know, I'm trying to get a better position of you to get some feel. I mean, there's something fishy going on. I don't know if you know Honorable Musheke, Wayaki Musheke from UDA.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, what he's doing is he's giving out his passport in a paper form and his number, and then later he gives the people, the youth, 100 bob. They go vote him, you come, you get sorted. That is what is going on in Juja Farm and Kenyatta Road. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Across there in Kiambu, on the ground, Marine Latana.
Well, thank you. From what I've heard, I don't know if a lot of people are voting for UDA, but I also want to go find out because I hear this pressure around. I'm not that close in Limuru town, but I want to go find out.
Okay, because we have seen some offices were open at 6, but up to now midday, coming to midday, nobody has stepped there. In some areas, nobody has gone there to vote. So is this the beginning of the Falcons eating the Falconers?
Yes, Doctor, there are some unconfirmed reports that just getting it online. In Mount Kenya region, there are about 7 counties where the sub-county nomination officers and overall county returning officers from one tribe. Tribe. They come from Rift Valley.
Yeah, the biggest mistake that Ruto made was to send Mulukomen to Embu and other areas they have taken, and it looks like people have rejected those returning officers, is it?
Yeah, they're county of Nyeri, Kiambu, yes, Nyandarua, Nakuru, Laikipia, Meru, Tharaka Nithi. Those are the counties that they have deployed their own men from Rift Valley.
No, they are Kenyans, but they are from their party, but in the Rift Valley. They are not only men. Okay. I want to leave Marine and Kiragu to position themselves in a better position. Nominations, this is my take, so that you can go out and gather the story for tomorrow or the other day when we can meet. We shall do a show tomorrow. You ladies, you and I, we shall do a show. And Stephen, we are working throughout up to Monday, when another shift will come in. I want to do a takeaway. First, nominations are a reflection of what type of MPs we get. Nominations across the continent of Africa are a messy exercise. It either produces wrong people or produces, the product comes as independent. Judging from what has happened and what is taking place in Kenya at the moment, and given the law that has said you have got some days to see whether you stand as an independent after you have been clocked out of your party, I predict, and I want to go on record again, that in Kenya you might have more independent candidates than even the number of MPs because of a skewed process of nomination. I therefore, in hygiene of political science, a science that I've studied, I don't see anything growing in Kenya which will stabilize the question of violence. I always see violence anytime I hear of elections in Kenya. When will Kenya vote peacefully, campaign peacefully, vote and go home, wait for the results? It lies squarely on the heads of these parties, from William Samoei Ruto to Raila Amolo Odinga and other presidential candidates and owners of these parties. The time has come for us to educate our masses. If anything, elections in Africa are a problem. If we are to change that problem, we must start by putting guidelines, rules that are followed by each and everybody. But the question of direct nominations and direct tickets, which in some places in the UDA negotiated money with corruption, money changing hands, and you withdraw for a powerful person. These are the things that create chaos in every election, whether in UDA or any party, or DM or Jubilee. They have happened. 2013, 17, we saw quite a number of Jubilee had stand-by men who used to be very close to His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta, being denied tickets because Ruto has got a method of excluding, and excluded several people in the mountain. He was planting seeds of discord, which has now started reaping some of the fruits. I therefore state that there is a difference between elections and democracy. In Africa and in Kenya, we have not understood the difference. Very few people in Kenya know whether there is democracy or there is election. They just don't know. They have mixed both of them to mean the same thing. Having more elections which are disruptive does not mean you are democratic. I therefore conclude and submit that nominations does a messy nomination show the outcome of a bad election? The answer is yes. Yes, and a yes. Thank you very much for watching us, for listening to us. God bless you. Today is a day for traitors like a Brutus traitors like William Ruto to stab Jesus. Traitors who killed Julius Caesar, Brutus, and Cassius is today. So I wish you good luck, all of you. We see you tomorrow morning, but let's keep on watching. Those in Ruiru, in Kiambu, in CBD where you are, Paul, monitor these elections. These nominations could be a mirror. They could mirror what is going to happen in the real elections. In all parties, we might have more independent candidates. God bless you. God bless Africa. God bless Kenya. Thank you.